Hey everybody, it is Wintermute coming to you from the think tank, and I want to tackle a real quick topic. I won't. This isn't going to be another long-winded rant. Well, okay, it will be no matter how hard I try, but I'm going to try anyway to make it not that. I To go back to Kong or Godzilla versus Kong, and I don't want to keep beating up on this movie, but it is the most recent example of this thing that I encounter when I hear some other people talk about movies. So you'll hear people say, well, this part of the movie and this part of the movie and this part of the movie and this part of the movie, none of them were very good. But really, I'm here for this. Now, that's a perfectly reasonable way of assessing a movie. It is. Because it is perfectly okay to say, I'm going to weight certain aspects of this movie higher than other aspects of this movie. And I've certainly done that. I mean, when I hear Jackie Chan's putting out a new movie, the first thing that goes through my head isn't, oh, well, this eat your heart out, Shakespeare. Here we go. No, the first thing that goes through my head is what crazy shit is he going to do this time? That's what I expect out of most Jackie Chan movies. Now, the overall writing in Jackie Chan movies compared to some other movies or a lot of other big blockbuster Hollywood movies is far and away better. So that is good. So I don't want anybody to think that I'm picking on Jackie Chan in any sort of way or his movies or even martial arts movies as a whole genre. But so I'm just here for this. So that's okay. That's okay. However, I think some people I've heard talk about this movie use that as a yeah, all this over here sucks, but we're not even going to factor that into to my end score or my end review or how I felt about the whole movie because all that matters is that 20 minutes I got to see this and this happen. Okay, you are entitled to that. You absolutely are. Here's why I'm not going to let myself. I try not to let myself fall into that way of thinking because I think it a couple of reasons. One I think it says, oh, all that writing you did in the other 80% of the movie, which was terrible and stank and just nasty and just rotten writing. Yeah, who cares? You could have made it even worse. But I was only here for that last 20% of the movie. That's all I really care about, and that's why I paid $20 to come in here. That is actually the impression I get from some people who, when they talk about movies. And again, that's okay for them. That's how they want to do it. I won't do that because when I sit down to a movie, I expect all 2 hours of it or whatever it is to be decent and at least palatable, at least make sense. And there are certainly movies that are out there that you watch the whole thing and sometimes it's okay, what the hell's going on, and then and it kind of by the end you're like, okay, I enjoyed it. I know there were problems, but I enjoyed it. So I think you're kind of giving a pass to bad writing when you say that. That's me personally. I feel like I'm giving a pass to bad writing, and shit movie making. So that's why I don't want to walk down there. It also kind of makes me wonder if I only care about 30 minutes of a 2 hour movie because that's where the giant monsters fought, then why am I paying $20 for a ticket? I'm just rounding up. $20 for a ticket. Why didn't I just pay five? Why didn't I just pay $5 for the ticket? Because that's all that mattered to me were those 30 minutes. So why as a consumer am I allowing them to waste my time and money on the other hour and 30 minutes? As a consumer, I think it's so perfectly okay to step up and say, okay, you did this and this right, and that was about 15 minutes worth of the movie, but so I'm not paying more than $5 to go see this movie because you only made $5 of a decent product for me. So I always personally will try to look at a movie in a holistic sense. That's me. Yeah, otherwise, it feels like I'm just saying I'm just here for the popcorn. I mean, and I love me some movie theater popcorn. I mean, I will. I will get the extra large thing of movie theater popcorn, and I will eat almost the entire thing before the first 30 minutes are over in the movie. I love popcorn. So, but I still am not going to go to a movie theater just to get popcorn. And I'm not just going to go and sit there and wait an hour to an hour and a half to get 20 minutes of what I really, really wanted. If I have to do that, then I'm probably watching a bad movie. And I'm going to call it such. Even if that last 20 minutes was just bang on awesomeness, it's probably not going to be enough. Probably, I'm sure there's some exceptions out there. That it's not that last 30 minutes or 20 minutes, whatever, of real. Okay, here's the real good stuff. Isn't going to make up for an hour and a half of wasting my time when I expected. Well, when I really do expect the hour and a half, the other hour and a half, to be up to the caliber of that last 30 minutes, or at least trying to approach that caliber, if that was the case. So I'm never just there for the popcorn. I'm never just there for the martial arts action scenes. I'm never just there to watch a visually pretty movie, Avatar, and with nothing else, but a pretty visage Avatar. And the entire other aspects of the movie are either completely empty or offensive, like Avatar. So I don't want to give Hollywood, I don't want to give writers, I don't want to give any of them a pass. I expect the whole movie to not suck. Now let me just add real quick. I know this as like my first attempt at a movie review. I was really negative. Even though I tried to focus on and critical, and yeah, I was. But I promise you, I'm don't try to be a nitpicker. And like I said, I try to I try to take a movie as a whole. And actually, I'm very forgiving for some movies. And there are movies out there that I would give glowing reviews to for various reasons. That I know popular opinion would I would be swimming upstream. I will give you a very controversial example. I would argue that Batman vs. Superman is one of the best movies I've ever seen that has ever been made and has ever been made in the superhero genre. That movie was amazing. Amazing. I enjoy it from start to finish. And to be quite honest, I don't like Superman as a superhero character. I think he's a tired cliche. He's too godlike. There's a whole litany of reasons why I personally don't like Superman as a character. But that movie presented things in such an awesome way, in such a thought-provoking way, that I loved it. And so I don't get where a lot of this the people are saying it was a horrible movie. I don't get where they're coming from. I do. I've heard some of the criticism. I think they're baloney, personally. But yeah, Batman vs Superman was an amazing movie. Even with that unforgivable Martha crap, and that was unforgivable. Okay, and that will always be a black stain on that movie, and that meme will live on. That critical meme will live on for decades, and rightfully so. Okay, because for some reason the Emperor's clothes suddenly disappeared for like 3 seconds when he was writing that scene, and then it flashed back on, and he went, "Oh, what was I doing?" I'm not gonna proofread this because obviously I didn't make any. Yeah, obviously I believe everything I just wrote was perfectly reasonable and makes sense. And then he went on to finish making an awesome movie. So yeah, I don't mind even being the dark horse. So I don't want to constantly tear down. It just Godzilla versus Kong just God, it just such a steep mental climb. And so my point being, I'm just here for the popcorn. Well, I'm just here for the fights. Well, I'm just here for the action sequences. Well, I'm just here for the romance. Or I'm just here to see, the sexy or sex scenes. It's, why sit? Wait for it to come out on VHS and fast forward through all the other crap you don't want to see. But why are you going to drop $20 on a movie and basically say, okay, yeah, 75% of this product was crap, but 25% of it was awesome? How are there many other products that we would buy that we would be acceptable, that we would find acceptable? And that's how I look at it. It's like, you know, uh, I'm gonna sell you. I go out for dinner, and 75% of the meal was just wretched. Maybe one side dish and then half the dessert was good. That was still a bad meal. And I'm going to be upset about it because, there's no way that that one side dish and half that dessert was so amazing that I can forgive the other 75% of crap. So I personally am going to take but yeah, like I said, there are valuable reasons, and it is a viable thing to look at a movie and say, I'm going to wait at different aspects of the movie. So I don't want to, I don't feel like I'm attacking that thought process. I just want to kind of point out that there are, I think, unintended problems with that thought process, and using that and weighing your movies and weighing scenes like that. It's valid, but I think only to a point. It's a smart thing. It's a perfectly reasonable, but only to a point. So that's my frustration. And Kong, sorry, I keep flipping them. Godzilla versus Kong was just the most recent example where I see that said a lot. Where it's, all I really care about are the, giant lizard punching giant monkey, and giant monkey punching lizard back. And let me just, while I'm here, I'm sure the people are going to ask me, friends are going to ask me, what did you think of the fights? Because I didn't even touch on the fights when I reviewed the movie. So I'll just throw it out there because I'm talking about it. The fights in Godzilla versus Kong were pretty shit too. Yeah, I, I felt like I was watching professional wrestling. And that's not a good thing. Not a good thing at all. I could break down each fight, and I even did talk about some of the fights and some of the aspects, individual aspects of fights that I appreciated, like, like when they showed you how Kong was fighting smart. But overall, the fights felt empty and pointless, and there was no weight, uh, no real. They just didn't just they weren't charged. They weren't emotionally charged. They weren't. It just felt like there was nothing at stake. It really was just felt like professional wrestling, where it's all fake and scripted, and there's no real consequence to who wins or loses. Because they know who's gonna get the belt months in advance. They already wrote it all out. They have an ongoing storyline that they're writing and presenting to you. So okay, get there. So I'm never gonna be I'm just here for the popcorn kind of guy, and that's why, and that's what I wanted to put out there. Just I have been hearing it a lot, so I wanted to address it as a thing, kind of a pet peeve, and how I thought about it. So there it is. But you may think I'm full of shit, and that is perfectly reasonable. So this is Wintermute signing off, and I will see you hopefully later this week.